It's waifu time.
Hey guy, do you know how to ice skate? It's a really fun sport to learn. I've done it before, especially if you can do a lot of tricks. In the beginning, it's pretty difficult to keep your balance on the ice, so eventually being able to turn it into a performance is really impressive. There's actually a lot of ways to ice skate. There's figure skating, speed skating, and even theatrical performances. And despite how it sounds, it's not just a winter activity either. Lots of places have indoor ice rinks, so it's something that can be practiced year-round. Do you like swords, guy? Hell yeah! I actually like them in a way. Surprised! I like talking about them, but not really enough to actually own one. Oh, I want to own a frickin' Zweihander on my wall back there, right next to you. Oh, that reminds me. I broke the frame trying to put the glass in. Damaged it a little bit, but other than that, it looks nice. I love it. I can't wait to hang it up on my wall. I'm not really an enthusiast when it comes to swords. I don't really get why people would be obsessed over something that could hurt others. I guess there are those who like them for the swordsmanship. It's fascinating that it's actually a form of art, similar to writing. Both of them require constant practice and devotion in order to perfect one's skill. You start off by practicing and then you make your own technique out of it. Writing a poem makes you form your own way to build it in a graceful but imaginative way. For those who practice swordsmanship, they build their technique forms through practice and inspiration from other practitioners. I can understand how the sword can be the pen of the battlefield, but then again, the pen is mightier than the sword. Yes, Monica. In any case, I don't know if you're into swordsmanship yourself. If you are, I'd love to learn it with you, Guy. I know. Now, another thing I want to point out late into the series is all of the things she's saying, not canon. Not canon. Even her being a vegetarian, that's not canon. If you think that's canon, it's called what's known as head canon. You can believe it's canon in your head, but the developer will go, no, that's not canon. Unless the developer himself is admitted DDLC, or just Monica After Story canon. If he does, that's a little weird. Because if that's the truth, then he'd have to have his hand in some part of it. And he doesn't, as far as I know. Visual novels are very unusual for literature, don't you think? I read to understand the thoughts of a writer who sees the world differently than me, but visual novels let you make your own decisions. So am I really seeing things from their perspective or just my own? Besides, I think most of them are very predictable. They're mostly just boring romance stories like this game was supposed to be. Why can't they write something a little more experimental? I guess you just play them to look at the cute girls, right? If you spend too much time with girls in other games, I'm going to get jealous. Oh, Monica. Don't talk. I just need to figure out how to replace characters in other games, and you'll be seeing me everywhere. Oh. Not that I'd have a problem with that, but Jesus, Monica. So watch out. Or maybe you'd like that more, Guy. You know it's around that time that everyone my year starts to think about college. Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. It's a really turbulent time for education. We're at the height of this modern expectation that everyone has to go to college, you know? Finish high school, go to college, get a job, or go to grad school, I guess. It's like a universal expectation that people just assume it's the only option for them. They don't teach us in high school that there are other options out there, like trade schools and stuff, you know, or freelance work, or the many industries that value skill and experience more than formal education. But you have all these students who have no idea what they want to do with their life, and instead of taking the time to figure it out, they go to college for business or communication or psychology, not because they have an interest in those fields, but because they just hope the degree will get them some kind of job after college. So the end result is that there are fewer jobs to go around for those entry-level degrees, right? So the basic job requirements get higher, which forces even more people to go to college. And colleges are also businesses, so they just keep raising their prices due to the demand. So now we have all these young adults, tens of thousands of dollars in debt with no job. But despite all that, the routine stays the same. Well, I think it's going to start getting better soon. But until then, our generation is definitely suffering from the worst of it. I just wish high school prepared us a little better with the knowledge we need to make the decision that's right for us. You know what? I never thought of it that way. That's an interesting way to think about it. I never took that side of, the conversation. Never thought about that side of the conversation. I don't understand people who are into harems. Oh god, another lewd conversation. Here we go. Cue the music. Isn't it hard to manage all those girls and treat them equally? I often wonder how those who two-time girls or even more are able to get away with it. You aren't like that outside, right, guy? Nah, I'm not into harems. Like on VR chat, if you had asked me, I'd said yes. But that's VR chat. It's a completely different reality. Don't tell Monika I started a harem on VR chat. She'll kill me. Manipulating girls into making them believe you love them, only to run away after you've had your fun. You're only someone who, with no thoughts other than lust, would do something like that. I hope you weren't expecting a route like that while you were playing this game. I wouldn't be able to stand the thought of being a side girl. Just waiting for my turn while you're busy with the others. I know you, guy. You're loyal and faithful to the end. It's not like there's anyone here for me to worry about anyway. Remember that I'm the only one for you, guy. Of course, Monika. Just Monika. That's all I need. 3 minutes, Monika, and then I gotta go to VR chat, because I have spent 2 hours editing a video that is gonna be uploaded tomorrow. I'm out of schedule on this series. By the way, I love the support and the feedback I'm getting. Thank you all so much. Yesterday I got a new subscriber, and the days before that I got a couple comments. I appreciate all the love and support. Thank you. Guy, have you ever heard of Hamlet? Yes, I read Hamlet in high school. It's one of Shakespeare's most popular works, and it's a very interesting piece of literature, actually. But you were no. Let me pull back to the point where Monika was talking about how much she hated Hamlet, and now you're praising it. You're being a two-sided coin, Monika. Make up your mind. It's about a prince who took on a quest, but maybe this is her favorite work by her least favorite. I don't know. It's about a prince who took on a quest of revenge after seeing the ghost of his murdered father. He was considered insane since he was the only one that could see his father's ghost, obviously. I remember that was like 10 years ago for me. His mind was also degrading along with his desire for revenge when he killed someone he didn't mean to. Now, if it's alright, I'm going to recite some of them for you, guy. Ahem. Whether it is nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against the sea of troubles and by opposing end them, to die, to sleep no more, and by a sleep to say we end the heartache and the thousand natural shocks that flesh is heir to. Jesus, I can't read, I'm sorry. Consummation devoutly to be wished. Well, how did you like it? I tried my best reciting it, after all. Anyway, I've thought a lot about the main character, Hamlet. Most of the problems he faced were caused by his own indecisiveness and weak state of mind. Reminds you of a certain indecisive girl, doesn't it? Monika, it's not fun to make fun of Sayori like that. You can sit here and make the hanging jokes all day long, but I mean, it's kind of getting cruel. It's not funny. But that doesn't matter anymore. I've already accomplished my quest to be with you. It took a lot of effort, but we're finally together, just us alone. Now there's only one thing left to answer, guy. To be with me, or to be with me. There's no winning or losing with you. It's just winning for you, isn't it? Oh, that's hilarious. Thumbnail right there, my man. That's hilarious. That is the question. Guy, do you ever think of the concept of justice is just kind of ironic? Justice is kind of ironic. Like, you have someone who maybe isn't like everyone else. It doesn't even have to be some famous bank robber or anything. Even everyday people like you and me can be brought to some sort of righteousness. Imagine a struggling family who needs to scavenge for resources to survive by taking whatever is left out in the open. To everyone else passing by, they're just greedy thieves. Eventually, some so-called hero is going to come along and put an end to this greed by bringing them to justice. At the end of the day, the family goes hungry or gets in trouble because their situation was different, while the other person is now a hero for putting an end to their crimes. Can you really call that justice? Have you ever been delivered what you thought to be false justice? Give me a minute, Mark. I gotta think about that one. No, I don't think so. That's a relief to hear. I'm glad no one has ever suddenly questioned you for who you are. Knowing what that's like, I hope nobody ever gives you trouble for doing what you do or for what you believe in. Love you too, Guy. You're all I truly care about. Guy, do you get good sleep? It can be really hard to get enough sleep nowadays, especially in high school when you're forced to wake up so early every day. I'm sure college is a bit better since you probably have a more flexible schedule. Then again, I hear a lot of people in college stay up all night anyway for no real reason. Is that true? Anyway, I saw some studies that talked about the horrible short-term and long-term effects caused by lack of sleep. It seems mental functions, health, and even lifespan can be dramatically impacted by it. I just think you're really great and wanted to make sure you're not accidentally destroying yourself. So try to keep your sleep on track, okay? I'll always wait for you in the morning, so make sure you put your own well-being before anything else. When I was in middle school, I thought that taking medication was an easy way out. Like anyone could just solve their mental problems with enough willpower. I guess if you don't suffer from a mental illness, it's not possible to know what it's really like. Are those some disorders that are overdiagnosed? Probably. I never really looked into it though. But that doesn't change the fact that a lot of them go undiagnosed too, you know? But medication aside, people even look down on seeing a mental health professional. Like, sorry that I want to learn more about my own mind, right? Everyone has all kinds of struggles and stresses, and professionals dedicate their lives to helping with those. If you think it could help you become a better person, don't be shy to consider something like that. We're on a never-ending journey to improve ourselves, you know? Well, I say that, but I think you're pretty perfect already. Have you ever heard about solipsism, Guy? It's an idea which states that only you yourself exists. Cogito ergo sum. I think, therefore I am. I've heard of that before, actually. If you know that you exist, can you say the same about anyone else? Maybe everyone else is just a figment of your imagination, Guy. I don't want to think about that. That sounds like a scary thought. I don't want to think about that. Maybe in reality we're the only consciousness in this world in a vast sea of fake minds. Creations of our own wild machinations? I'm just kidding. I do believe we can trust our own existences and doubt others their own. But at the same time, we can't really disprove theirs, can we? Not without using any psychic means to pry into their heads, at least. When you stop and think about it, solipsism... Oh my god. Solipsism really is an interesting concept, one that makes you think deeper about what it means to be real. And what exactly counts as real?